Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ganyan, thank you for stopping by. Today I'm counting down my top 5 SMGs in the game, but before we start, if you enjoy the video, consider liking and sharing it, and if you really enjoy it, consider subscribing and help me reach my goal of 100 subscribers so YouTube will recommend my content. Now let's get into it. So these are the top 5 SMGs after DLC 4, which means they're gonna be for level 65 Mayhem 10, but before we start, as always, this is just my opinion, so you might agree, you might disagree, let me know down below, and keep in mind, Gearbox might just nerf or buff guns and that might change the list, but for now, this is my list, so let's start with the number 5. In the number 5 on today's list, I have the Redistributor. It's a Hyperion SMG, it comes in any element, you can get it from Wotan the Invincible on the Maliwan takedown. The way this gun works is that every 7th shot is amped, and each amped shot is gonna connect to other enemies and damage them, similar to the ties that bind for Amara, if you play Amara. So, this gun was on the top of the game back when the Maliwan takedown released. Since then, a lot of newer guns came out, so it kind of held back, but still, it's a very good choice, especially for Amara, because you can get it in any element, or you can get it with Zane. Zane's clone does really good with it, because you can use your shield and it's gonna amp all the bullets. So, not just the 7th bullet is gonna be amped, but all of them. So that's great, and it does a great work for mobbing. It's less good for bossing, but it's still a good SMG and you can't go wrong with it. Now, let's move on to the number 4. In the number 4 spot, I have the Proprietary License. It's a Hyperion SMG as well. You can get it from DLC 3 from a mini-boss called Hydroguyan, that's a hard name, from the Obsidian Forest, but it's also a world drop, so you can get it from anywhere in the DLC. You can get it in any element, so the way this gun works is that it does use all of the unique abilities of all the other manufacturers. So it's gonna have sticky grenades just like any torque weapon, it's gonna have the shield from Hyperion, if you get a critical hit it's gonna ricochet like a Jacobs, and when you aim down the sight you're gonna increase the fire rate, just like a dual weapon. So this gun is gonna be most useful for Moze, because it does do splash damage with those sticky grenades. Also it's gonna be great for Flak, because it does a lot of critical hit damage. It's gonna be useful for Amara because you can get it in any element, and it's less useful for Zane because your clone just burst fires it no matter what. So it's gonna be less useful, but it's still a great choice. So with that being said, let's move on to the number 3. And in the 3rd spot I have put the Chaoson. It's a doll SMG, you can get it from Captain Trant on Athenas, but only on Mayhem 6 or higher. It comes in any element and it does do splash damage, because when you shoot this gun it's gonna fire sticky projectiles that damage the enemy when they hit it, and then it's gonna explode and do more damage. And most of your damage is gonna come from those sticky grenades after they explode. So obviously this gun is gonna be great for Moze, but it's less useful for other characters. It still does a lot of damage, but back when it came out it was one of the best guns in the game, if not the best, but since then it got a nerf and more guns released, so it's less useful now, but you can still do a great amount of damage with it, especially on Moze, but like I've said, it's good on other characters as well. So with that being said, let's move on to the number 2. In the 2nd spot I have put the Blood-Starved Beast. It's also a doll SMG. You can get it from Evil Lilith on Castle Crimson from DLC 4. It comes in any element and in no element, and the way it works is that it shoots penetrating projectiles and has a chance to shoot an exploding projectile, which will do splash damage. It comes in all the elements like I've said, so it's gonna be great for Amara, great for Moze because of those explosive projectiles, and it's gonna be great for Flak and Zane as well. You can see in the gameplay my clone is doing very well with it. Plus it has a Bloodborne reference, so what more do you need? Now we can move on to the number 1. In the 1st spot on today's list of the top 5 SMGs in Borderlands 3, I have put the Flipper. Of course it was gonna be the Flipper. It's a Maliwan SMG, you can get it from DLC 3 from Minosaur on the Blood Sun Canyon, but it's also a world drop, so you can get it from anywhere in the DLC. It comes in any element, but it doesn't come in a non-elemental variant. The way it works is that the longer you shoot, the more bullets you're gonna shoot at once. So the max number is 9, so if you just don't stop shooting, you're gonna shoot 9 bullets at a time. And the great thing about it is that even when you're doing that, you're not gonna consume any more ammo than 1 per shot. So you're gonna be shooting 9 bullets at a time and consuming just 1 ammo for that shot. So it's gonna be great for Moses' ammo regeneration. You're basically never gonna have to reload. You can see me in the gameplay never reload. It's gonna be great for Zane, Amara and Flak as well, because it does do a lot of damage at once. It's one of the best guns in the game right now, even better than the Monarch in my opinion, but you can argue on that. But just like any other gun on this list, you can never go wrong with using it. So that's it for today's top 5, but before I end the video, I just want to take a minute to thank you all for supporting the channel and subscribing. It really means a lot. And Spooktober is here, so if you're enjoying that and celebrating it, happy Spooktober. We have Captain Trond coming back next week, this Thursday, so that's exciting. We're gonna have all the fear weapons come back and the fear anointments. I'm happy for that and expect a lot of videos of that kind. And as a final note, I made this video more to the point, so it's shorter than my other usual videos. Let me know what you think about that. Is it more fun to watch these short videos, or do you like the more longer, more talkative ones? So yes, that's all I had for you today. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking and sharing it, and if you really enjoyed it, consider subscribing. It really helps the channel. You can follow me on Twitter, the link is down below. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next Borderlands video. Have a nice day.